2 years ago, I worked my fingers to the bone delivering food, barely eating or drinking, just to scrape together enough money to cure Shen Qingshui's terminal illness. But the very next second, she turned around and went straight to a hotel with Chen Zi. Blinded by rage, I grabbed a brick and beat that bastard Chen Zi half to death. But to my surprise, he actually turned out to be a filthy rich kid. He was the son of the boss at Shen Qingshui's company, and he sued me for intentional assault. But in court, Shen Qingshui actually didn't say a single word to defend me. I was ultimately sentenced to 2 years in prison for intentional assault. On top of that, my family had to pay 500,000 yuan in medical bills. Afterwards, Shen Qingshui came to me looking all pitiful, crying that Chen Zi's family was just too rich and powerful. She said she couldn't afford to offend them, and that she was being threatened. So she didn't dare tell the truth. She even swore she would wait for me, that we'd get married as soon as I got out. But after I suffered through 2 grueling years, my family told me that my so-called girlfriend, Shen Qingshui, had already gotten married. And the groom was none other than Chen Zi himself. How incredibly ironic. From the very beginning, I was played for an absolute fool. Just for Shen Qingshui, I wasted 2 whole years rotting in a jail cell for absolutely nothing. Right then and there, I silently swore to myself, Chen Qingshui, just you wait. I swear I will make you both pay for those 2 years of unjust imprisonment. I turned around and headed home. My family used to run a small local clinic. My father was a seasoned doctor of traditional Chinese medicine, and he trained me ever since I was a little kid. He originally planned for me to take over the practice. But who could have predicted this whole nightmare would happen? To pay off that 500,000 yuan in medical bills for Chen Zi, my family had to sell off every single thing they possibly could. Despite all that, my parents still managed to prepare a full table of food to welcome me back. Just then, a fiery red Porsche 911 roared right up to us. It slammed on the brakes right at our front door, and a voice immediately shouted out, "Zhang Yichen, get in the car, I have something to tell you." I stared at her in complete astonishment. I didn't even know this gorgeous woman. Why the hell would I go anywhere with you? The woman just raised her hand and slapped something straight onto my chest. She said, "Go save your wife. I'm only asking you once. Are you going or not?" The moment those words left her mouth, my entire family was completely dumbfounded. Since when the hell did I have a wife? I looked down at the object the woman had slapped onto my chest, and my pupils instantly shrank in shock. The thing stuck to my clothes was a playing card, a heart. This was the old master's signal. The old master was a very bizarre man. You could call him my cellmate back in prison. While locked up, he was constantly getting bullied by the other inmates. One time, I just couldn't stomach it anymore, so I stepped in and stood up for him. Ever since that day, the two of us actually became friends. The old master once told me that he owed me a major favor. He said he'd repay me in the future by helping me accomplish 3 specific things. After those 3 times, we'd officially be totally even. At the time, I didn't pay it any mind at all. I just figured he was making a joke. But who could have imagined? Right after the old master got out of prison, he actually followed through with his first promise to me. He gifted me this incredibly crumpled, beaten-up old book, and told me to study it thoroughly. He even claimed the book was a priceless heirloom passed down from his ancestors. As for the other 2 favors, he told me I'd find out what they were once I got out. When I finally flipped open the very first page of that mysterious book, the words, "The Qing Nong Book," were boldly written across it. To anyone else, this piece of junk would be completely worthless. But for someone who studies traditional Chinese medicine, it was an absolute, priceless treasure. Legend has it that back in the day, the warlord Cao Cao suffered from agonizing headaches, and he ordered the divine Dr. Hua Tuo to treat him. Hua Tuo bravely proposed performing open skull surgery on Cao Cao. Unsurprisingly, Cao Cao flew into a violent rage, claiming that Hua Tuo was trying to murder him, and threw him into the dungeon. Before he died, Hua Tuo didn't want his medical skills to be lost forever, so he took his life's work, the Book of Qingnang, and gave it to the kind-hearted jailer who guarded him. Now, as for the second thing, it's actually to give me a wife. But hey, since they came all this way to invite me, I couldn't really say no. I let my parents know, and hopped into the gorgeous girl's car. When we got there, I realized it was Shengxi Real Estate, the most famous property company in Linjiang City. And right then, at the entrance of the Yi family mansion, a middle-aged couple was already waiting for us. As soon as they saw the two of us get out of the car, the middle-aged man rushed over. Wanwan, didn't I ask you to invite the miracle doctor? Is he here yet? Yi Wanwan pursed her lips. Well, he's right here. The older couple were overjoyed at first, but then they turned to look at me. Isn't he just some clueless kid? They suddenly pulled Yi Wanwan aside and whispered, Wanwan, did you make a mistake? How could Dr. Zhang be so incredibly young? Yi Wanwan wanted to cry too. Mom, he really is the Dr. Zhang you were talking about. I just followed the address you gave me. The old couple just looked at each other, feeling totally helpless. But quickly, the middle-aged man put on a smile, stepped forward, and introduced himself. Young man, I am Yi Shouting. Wait, the real estate mogul, Yi Shouting? I asked. Yes, and this is my wife, Feng Wanting. I gave a polite nod and said, nice to meet you. Hey, Feng Wanting gave a stiff, fake smile. Just to acknowledge me. Yi Shouting looked me up and down, his face completely full of doubt. Forgive me for asking, but what exactly is your name? Yi Shouting had to figure things out. Treating an illness is no joke, especially when it's for his own daughter. Zhang Shuangqin. I told him my father's name without missing a beat. As soon as I said that, Yi Shouting froze completely. He had never heard of this guy. Could it be that he was just out of the loop? Beside him, Yi Wanwan quickly chimed in. Just let him give it a try. I feel like this kid actually knows what he's doing. Yi Shouting let out a heavy sigh of defeat. Whatever, let's just treat this as a last-ditch effort. With that, he invited me inside. Once we got inside, I realized something was really off. It was the middle of summer. And even though it was raining outside, it wasn't cold at all. But inside this mansion, not only was the central heating blasting, there were also tons of space heaters everywhere. When we stepped into the bedroom in the back, the scorching heat hit me even harder. Just then, a voice as sweet as a songbird rang out. Wanwan, I'm freezing. Could you please bring me another blanket? Hearing that, I was totally stunned. I followed the voice and saw a stunning, frail girl sitting in a wheelchair. She was bundled up in thick, heavy blankets. Even though only her face was showing, her absolute, breathtaking beauty completely blew me away. Could she really be my future wife? I forced myself to act cool and walked over. Gorgeous, mind if I check your pulse? The eldest daughter of the Yi family nodded from her wheelchair, and trembling, she slowly raised her hand. As soon as I felt her pulse, my eyebrows immediately furrowed. Seeing this, Yi Wanwan's heart skipped a beat. She nervously asked, is my sister's condition serious? I just nodded. This instantly made the Yi family's hearts sink to the very bottom. What exactly is wrong with my sister? Yi Wanwan asked with a frown. Is her condition very serious? It's a type of cold poison that has invaded her body and seeped right into her bones. If my guess is right, the eldest miss hasn't been able to stand up for a long time. And whenever the weather changes, her whole body turns freezing cold. Am I right? After I said that, the entire Yi family nodded once again. They confirmed it. It seemed that even though this kid was young, he really did have some genuine skills. Yi Wanwan waved her hand dismissively. I am so sick of all this long-winded medical nonsense. I don't care about the process, I only want the results. Can you actually cure this illness or not? I can, but there is a condition, and it's quite complicated. Hearing this, Yi Shouting froze for a moment. Then he replied, are the herbs hard to find? Please don't worry, Dr. Zhang. Our Yi family might not be richer than entire countries, but we definitely have the money and the right connections. Just go ahead and write the prescription. Uncle Yi, you've completely misunderstood me. How should I explain her illness? To put it simply, she absolutely has to marry me. Only then can I treat her. Zhang Yichen's voice wasn't very loud, but to the Yi family, it dropped like an absolute bombshell. Before this, when the Yi family sought out the old master had also said that only the miracle Dr. Zhang could cure this illness. But if they wanted a cure, the eldest daughter of the Yi family would have to offer herself to him in marriage. Desperate to heal his eldest daughter, Yi Shouting had vaguely agreed at first, figuring he would just trick Dr. Zhang into coming over before doing anything else. After all, his Yi family was loaded. When the time came, they could probably just buy him off with a fat check. But who would have thought that now I, myself, would stand here and say the exact same thing? Didn't that mean there was zero room for negotiation? Yi Wanwan was practically grinding her teeth in anger, glaring viciously right at me. She suddenly lashed out, you so-called little miracle doctor. You're really just kicking us while we're down, trying to take advantage of my sister. Can't we just pay you? Isn't money enough? This is not about the money. The main issue is that during the treatment, I will also have to absorb and endure that cold poison myself. Before I could even finish, Feng Wanting chimed in from the side. Dr. Zhang, you are overthinking this, aren't you? This is the very first time I've ever heard of a doctor having to suffer the exact same pain as their patient. Right from the very beginning, she had been dead against seeking out this miracle doctor. Now, after hearing what I said, she felt even more convinced that this guy was just a total snake oil salesman. After all, there were plenty of creeps out there who used medical treatment as an excuse to trick young girls and ruin their innocence. Standing off to the side, Yi Xiaoting fell completely silent. He gritted his teeth and walked right up to me. Dr. Zhang, before you arrived here, the old master had already spoken with me. If you can actually cure my daughter, taking you in as my son-in-law is absolutely fine. But the condition is, you have to heal her first. Yi Xiaoting was playing it smart. He wanted to sweet-talk me into curing his daughter first. Once the job was done, he could just throw money at me. Honestly, if he hadn't already exhausted every major hospital with absolutely no luck, and found that I was the only person alive who claimed I could cure her, the proud and mighty boss of Shengxi Real Estate would never have stooped so low as to trick people like this. But I flat out refused him. I stood my ground and repeated my one condition. If you want the treatment, we get married first. It wasn't that I was genuinely being a shameless opportunist, desperately trying to exploit their crisis just to become the Yi family's son-in-law. The reality was, during the treatment, well, first of all, she would have to be completely stripped down. Needles would have to be inserted into multiple pressure points all over her entire body. Naturally, during that whole process, the eldest miss of the Yi family absolutely could not wear any clothes. And secondly, Zhang Yichen would have to physically suck the poison out of her himself. Drawing the cold poison out and into one's own body, that's a seriously dangerous process. One wrong move, and Zhang Yichen could end up paying with his very own life. Honestly, who else would risk everything like this, if she wasn't his own wife? Naturally, it was pretty hard for me to explain. The Yi family had already made up their minds about me. They totally saw me as some creep trying to take advantage of their crisis. If I tried to explain this bizarre treatment plan, the Yi family would probably just despise me even more. Standing off to the side, Feng Wanting couldn't hold back her anger anymore. Xiao Ting, we are not begging this guy. We can find somebody else. I simply refuse to believe that no one else can cure this cold poison. Yi Xiao Ting looked over at his eldest daughter. Wan Xin, what are your thoughts? If my only choice is marrying someone I don't love, then I'd rather just not be cured at all. Well, that left me looking like a total villain here. Hated by everyone in the room, I simply cupped my hands together. My apologies, I spoke out of turn. I'll take my leave, but just then, the sound of hurried footsteps echoed from outside the door. A young man's voice rang out. Uncle, there's a cure for Wan Qing's illness. As soon as the words dropped, a handsome guy dressed in a sharp suit walked right in. The moment the Yi family saw him, they lit up with warmth. This guy was Yi Feng. Yi Feng's father had great ties with the Yi family, especially when it came to business. He's had a huge crush on Yi Wan Qing since they were kids, and the Yi family always secretly hoped he'd become their son-in-law. So hearing him announce this now, Feng Wanting practically ran up and grabbed his hands. Yi Feng, are you telling the truth? Is there really a cure for Wan Qing? Yi Feng flashed a smile, dramatically hyping it up. Oh, you have no idea. I pulled so many strings for this, and I finally got the miracle Dr. Chen from Shangdu. He already agreed to come over and check on Wan Qing right away. Miracle Dr. Chen? Wait, Chen Bian K from Shangdu? The moment they heard this legendary doctor was taking the case, the entire Yi family broke into massive, relieved smiles. Which, naturally, made the looks they shot me even more full of pure disgust. Feng Wanting couldn't even wait another second. She pointed her finger right at my nose and shrieked, "You absolute quack. Why the hell are you still in my house? Get out of here. God, you make me sick." Yi Wan looked a bit embarrassed. After all, she was the one who brought me here. She quickly stepped forward, waving her hand at me with total annoyance, shooing me away like I was a literal fly. "Just leave already. You are so incredibly annoying." Looking at the sheer arrogance on this family's faces, Zhang Yichen could only feel helpless. With a heavy sigh, I pulled a tiny bottle out of my pocket. I set it down on the table, looking straight at Yi Wan. If anything goes wrong, you can give Wan Qing this pill. It will keep her alive for about 3 days. I gave a faint smile, turned on my heel, and walked right out of the Yi household. But the second I stepped out, Yi Feng snatched up that little bottle from the table and tossed it straight into the trash can. Right at that same moment, a Buick pulled up outside. The car doors swung open, and an elderly man stepped out, making direct eye contact with me. We simply exchanged a look, and then brushed right past each other. Compared to the absolute garbage treatment I just got, this old guy was welcomed like a king. I mean, the man was from Shangdu, after all. The Yi family practically bowed as they ushered him inside. Chen Bian-Ke checked Yi Wan-Qing's pulse, then pulled back her eyelids for a closer look. Finally, he declared it to be a severe frost affliction. Yi Xiaoting frantically asked how it could be treated. Chen Bian-Ke looked incredibly calm. He confidently swore that with just 3 days of medication, she'd be completely cured. After he finished speaking, he wrote a prescription and sent them off to get the medicine. He told them just to call him if any other symptoms popped up later. Then he left the Yi house, with the whole family respectfully seeing him out. They quickly had the servants brew the medicine for Wanqing to take. Seeing her complexion finally start to look rosy again, and feeling that she was getting better, everyone breathed a massive sigh of relief. They told Wanqing to get some good rest, and then everyone quietly stepped out of the room. The family turned to look at Yi Feng. Feng Wanting was absolutely beaming with affection for him. She stepped forward, took his hands, and said gratefully, "Oh, Feng, honey. Thank goodness for you. If you hadn't brought the great Dr. Chen here, our Wanqing would have been in real danger." Yi Feng just chuckled warmly and replied, "It's the least I could do. Auntie, uncle, I promise I'll always protect Wanqing." Hearing that, Feng Wanting smiled so wide her cheeks could have burst. She gave Yi Xiaoting a playful nudge. "Didn't you say before that whoever cured Wanqing would get to marry her?" Shouting, "Look, Yi Feng actually did it." Yi Xiaoting paused for a second, then broke into a hearty laugh. Alright. As soon as Wanqing is fully recovered, you two are getting married right away." The whole family was buzzing with joy. But unfortunately, that happiness didn't last long. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream from Wanqing echoed out of the bedroom. Terrified, the family frantically rushed back into her room. They saw Wanqing writhing in sheer agony, her face turning pale and then flushed. Tossing and turning violently on the bed, Yi Xiaoting screamed in panic, "Wanqing, what's happening to you?" Huge beads of sweat were pouring down Wanqing's face. She opened her mouth to speak, but a sudden, blinding spike of pain hit her head. Her head slumped to the side, and she passed out cold from the sheer agony. Seeing this, Yi Wanwan turned completely pale with terror. She desperately gripped Yi Feng's hand. "What's happening to my sister?" Yi Feng was fully panicking now too, and sprinted outside to make a phone call. Dr. Chen rushed back to the house in no time. The family instantly swarmed him like he was their only lifeline, crowding around him in a tight circle. But after Dr. Chen ran another check, he could only click his tongue in shock, muttering over and over, "This is bizarre. I've been practicing medicine for decades, and I have never felt a pulse like this. What are you talking about?" The family shouted in unison. Dr. Chen looked incredibly awkward. I'm afraid you need to start preparing for her funeral." At this moment, Yi Xiaoting absolutely lost it, grabbing the guy by his collar and screaming in his face, "You wrote that prescription, you said she was fine, and now you're telling us to prepare a funeral?" Dr. Chen looked frantic. "Look, this illness was always incredibly complex. She's been hanging by a thread this whole time, she's completely out of time." "You quack, you absolute hack," Yi Xiaoting roared, shoving Dr. Chen violently out the door. Dr. Chen felt completely helpless. He truly had never seen a pulse like hers before, and had no idea how to treat it. He had no choice but to quietly slip away. Family had already broken down into a chorus of sobbing. Suddenly, my words flashed through Wanwan's mind, that if her sister didn't get the right treatment, she had 3 days to live at most. Remembering this, she bolted straight for the trash can, not even caring how disgusting it was, frantically digging through the garbage. In seconds, she dug out the little medicine bottle I had left behind and rushed to Wanqing's bedside. She quickly popped the pill into Wanqing's mouth. Almost instantly, the color started returning to her sister's face. In a short while, she fell into a deep sleep. Yi Xiaoting asked curiously, "Wanwan, what medicine did you give Wanqing?" I gave her the medicine that Miracle Dr. Zhang left for us. 7. Yi Wanwan looked a bit embarrassed. Seeing that Wanqing was getting a little better, Yi Shouting eagerly asked, "This medicine seems to be working. Did Miracle Dr. Zhang say anything else before he left?" This question actually jogged Yi Wanwan's memory. Her face turned pale, and she bit her lip in distress. She said, "He told me to remember to go pick up the prescription. He also said that my sister only has 3 days left to live. If we don't keep her hanging on, even the god of medicine himself couldn't save her." Yi Shouting was absolutely dumbfounded. Is he really the only one who can cure her? But to let him treat her, he would have to marry off his daughter. Even though he was completely against it in his heart, he just couldn't bear to watch his little girl pass away. He gritted his teeth and replied, "Go get the money. Give him however much he wants. I refuse to believe there is a problem that money cannot solve." The next day, a Maybach sped recklessly through the downtown streets, quickly pulling up in front of a small, rundown motel. "Miracle Dr. Zhang, please, you have to save my daughter. My little girl is in the hospital right now. She is fading fast." The man pleading was none other than Yi Wanqing's father, Yi Shouting. I looked at him, and smirked. I knew this guy would come crawling back. Besides me, who else in this world could possibly cure her cold poison? Seeing him bowing and scraping, apologizing so desperately, I decided to head to the hospital with him after all. At that moment, Yi Wanqing was lying weak on the hospital bed. Looking incredibly frail, she had just survived another grueling round of agonizing pain. Seeing that I had arrived, the Yi family quickly crowded around me. "Miracle Dr. Zhang, please, take a look at my daughter right away." Watching them all panic like this, I actually found it a bit amusing. "I warned you all earlier, but you refused to believe me. You even kicked me out." As soon as those words left my mouth, Yi Wanwan and Feng Wanting both flushed bright red with shame. I pointed at Yi Wanqing on the bed. "I can save her, but she has to marry me." The moment I said that, the whole room froze in shock. Even the paralyzed Yi Wanqing widened her eyes in disbelief, glaring at me in silent protest. "If you do not agree to my terms, then my hands are tied. Let us just leave it at that. Goodbye." Zhang Yichen turned on his heel to leave. Yi Shouting instantly panicked, and blurted out, "Miracle Dr. Zhang, please, wait, have some pity, have some mercy and save my daughter. I will give you whatever amount of money you want. If that is not enough, I will trade you half of the Shengxi real estate empire. Please." Hearing this, both Feng Wanting and Yi Wanwan stared in utter shock. Letting this country quack treat her? Shouting, "Have you lost your mind?" Feng Wanting shrieked. Yi Shouting shot a furious glare at his wife, and roared back at her, "Do you have a better idea? Or are we just supposed to give up on our daughter's life?" Yi Wanqing closed her eyes in agony. She knew very well that Shengxi real estate was her father's entire life's work. To think that just for her sake, he was actually going to give away half of it? Thinking of this, she weakly parted her lips, and helplessly forced out the words, "I'll marry him." The moment those words left her mouth, tears immediately streamed down her face. This is pure resentment, total humiliation, but to save Shengxi Group, Yi Wanqing had to compromise. She closed her eyes in despair. Yi Wanwan glared at me with pure hatred. Clenching her fists, she practically gritted through her teeth. "Taking advantage of us like this. Karma's gonna get you. Fine, you got what you wanted. So, how are you gonna save her? Just, get on with it." Yi Wanqing's mother, Feng Wanting, was also glaring at me, completely helpless. Right now, she looked like she wanted to skin me alive. "The treatment is complicated. This is a long-term process. I'll start her treatment now. This first session will ease her pain." Saying that, I turned around and looked at everyone in the room. "Everyone else, please leave." Soon, it was just me and Yi Wanqing left in the entire ward. She gritted her teeth, her face flushed red. "Just, do it, but I'm warning you, if you try anything funny, I swear I will make you pay." I just chuckled. I set my kid down, and took my sweet time pulling out the acupuncture needles. "There are quite a few spots I need to hit. Doing it through your clothes just won't be accurate." "What, are you messing with me? I have to take my clothes off for a treatment? Go to hell, I'm not doing this. Sorry, but that's not up to you." The moment I said that, I raised my hand and gave the back of her neck a quick flick. A silver needle shot right out, hitting her acupoint dead on. The instant the needle hit, Yi Wanqing was completely paralyzed. Her eyes widened in absolute terror. My face was completely deadpan. I reached straight out and grabbed the top button of her shirt. But to my surprise, rip, the whole shirt just came right off. Just as Yi Wanqing opened her mouth to scream, I flicked my wrists like a magician. Snatching up the needles, I rapidly pinned them down, one after another, bam, 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 hitting all her acupoints flawlessly. Yi Wanqing was absolutely furious and mortified. But hey, what was done, and I'd already seen what there was to see. And I definitely saw things I probably shouldn't have. So, face burning bright red, she just gritted her teeth and let me get to work. As she finally relaxed, she slowly began to feel a deep, burning heat spreading through her body. This warm current kept building up, like it was gathering up all the freezing cold deep inside her bones, and chasing it away bit by bit. Pretty soon, Wanqing didn't feel so freezing anymore. The acupuncture is actually working. I guess this quack actually knows his stuff. Thinking that, she discreetly peeked at me through half-closed eyes. And what she saw shocked her even more. Massive beads of sweat were dripping down my forehead, and my shirt was already completely soaked through. My eyes were dead focused on her treatment, without even a single trace of lust in them. It was so intense that for a second, Wanqing even started doubting herself. Is my body just not attractive enough? How does this guy have zero reaction? But the moment that thought crossed her mind, she felt her face completely burn up with shame. Maybe, he's actually a decent guy. Right as that bizarre thought popped into Yi Wanqing's head, I jammed a finger straight into her highly sensitive lower stomach. Wanqing's face went bright red. She was just about to scream at me, but in the very next second, I completely silenced her lips with a sudden kiss. This jerk, and I literally just thought he was a decent guy. He actually waited until I was completely paralyzed to steal my very first kiss. Yi Wanqing was absolutely furious. She opened her mouth and bit down hard right on my lip. I winced from the sharp pain and quickly stood up. I touched my bleeding lip, but I didn't say a single word. Silently, I removed the silver needles and gently pulled her clothes back up. Turning around, I clutched my chest and stumbled out of the room, step by heavy step. Click. As the door opened, the Yi family was waiting outside, their faces tight with anxiety. They stared at me, and immediately shouted, "How is my daughter? Is she alright?" Covering my mouth, I just waved them off and quietly walked away. I made it to the stairwell, and couldn't hold it in any longer. I violently coughed up a mouthful of blood. The moment it hit the floor, it actually gave off a freezing mist. Right after that, my legs gave out. I collapsed heavily onto the ground, leaning against the wall as I completely blacked out. Meanwhile, back in the room, "Wanqing, are you feeling any better?" The moment Yi Wanqing thought about the absolute humiliation she had just been put through, she couldn't take it anymore. With a loud thud, she jumped right out of the bed. She cursed, "That little creep took advantage of me. I'm going to make him pay." What? Feng Wanting and Yi Wanwan were both stunned. I knew it, that brat is no miracle doctor. Wanwan, quickly, go after him. Don't let that absolute scumbag get away. Yi Wanwan spun around to give chase. Wait, at that crucial moment, Yi Shouting suddenly shouted out, pointing at Yi Wanqing in total shock. "Wanqing, you can actually stand up? I'm not dreaming, am I?" Yi Wanqing froze. She looked down at herself, at her beautiful, long legs. Oh my god, I'm really standing. This was something I didn't even dare to dream of before, and now, it's actually real. But sis, that guy really did cure you. Doesn't that mean you have to marry him? The family, who had been overjoyed just seconds ago, completely changed their expressions upon hearing those words. Yi Wanqing flopped heavily back onto the hospital bed, clutching her head in frustration. Marry him? Like hell, that was just a desperate excuse. We were backed into a corner and forced to agree. Now that I'm completely cured, why should we actually go through with it? Yi Shouting looked a bit awkward. He always prided himself on integrity in business, but to flat out break his word now, wouldn't that make them a laughingstock? Feng Wanting just shoved Yi Shouting. Old man, what on earth are you thinking? This is your own flesh and blood. Are you seriously going to let her marry some broke doctor? It's not that I'm forcing her into it, but if we go back on our word and it gets out, it's going to completely ruin the Yi family's reputation. So just pay him off to keep his mouth shut. It's not like we're refusing to give him money. Besides, so what if word gets out? Who doesn't pay a doctor with cash? Since when does anyone pay medical bills by giving away their daughter? Feng Wanting complained bitterly. Yi Wanwan quickly agreed with her. Only Yi Wanqing looked incredibly conflicted. She felt totally stifled. Her innocent body had been exposed to him. That brat had even stolen her very first kiss. But now they were just going to back out of the deal? It was so humiliating. Yet, to say she had absolutely zero feelings for him, to just marry him like this. It just felt completely wrong. Right at that moment, looking absolutely exhausted, I woke up and stumbled my way back to the hospital ward. I looked at the family, paused for a second, and asked, "Can she get out of bed now?" The Yi family just froze. They tried to act natural, but it was incredibly awkward. Only Yi Wanqing let out a soft sigh and gave a small nod. "You really do have some skills. I am fully recovered. Is that so? That is great. So, when is the wedding?" Really brought up the absolute worst topic possible. The whole family went dead silent. They just stood there, looking at me, then looking at each other. "Dr. Zhang, we are truly grateful that you cured our Wanqing. How about this? Our family will fund a private clinic for you. What do you say?" "Mom, there is no need for that. I will earn my own money to open a clinic." The moment I called her Mom, Feng Wanting's face literally twitched. She awkwardly blurted out, "Earlier, my daughter was just in so much pain. So I had no choice but to agree to your demands. But, as you can see, Wanqing is a refined, wealthy young lady. She cannot handle a life of hardship. And you, well, you are just a country boy. It is best to know your place. Stop punching way above your weight. You catch my drift, right?" After Feng Wanting said that, I honestly laughed my ass off at the sheer audacity of it all. Just a moment ago, I nearly lost my own life trying to save hers, and now they are backing out of the marriage. They are actually playing me for an absolute fool. Feng Wanting shamelessly continued, "Do not worry. We will not treat you unfairly. How about we give you a medical fee of 100,000 yuan? Yi Shouting did not say a damn word either. He instantly turned mute. "Dr. Zhang, do not say we are crossing the line here. You were the one taking advantage of our crisis. Since when does a doctor demand marriage for a cure? Since you played dirty first, why could not we lie to you? Tell you what, I will add another 50,000 yuan. Think about it carefully. How many patients would you have to see to earn 150,000? Feng Wanting just kept yapping and yapping like a dog, but I could not stomach another word. Finally, I waved my hand and said, "Enough. I do not need your money. Since the great Miss Yi is perfectly fine, I will be taking my leave." After saying that, I clutched my aching chest, gritted my teeth, and turned to walk away. Yi Wanqing looked at my back, a flash of guilt in her eyes. "Wait, if you think 150,000 is too little, we will double it to 300,000. "How is that?" Feng Wanting's eyes nearly popped out of her head in pure shock. "What, Wanqing, have you lost your mind? He just poked you with a few needles and took advantage of you. You want to give him 300,000 for that? Mom, he really did cure me. All the other doctors were completely clueless, were they not?" Did not even look back. I just coldly dropped one sentence. "Keep it. I will find my own way to make money. Besides, I did not actually cure your illness. I merely suppressed it for now. Goodbye." With that, I strode away without looking back. The whole family froze in an instant. Yi Shouting panicked the most. He hurriedly shouted out, trying to chase right after me. But Feng Wanting panicked and quickly grabbed his arm. "What the hell are you doing? Did you not hear what he just said? The illness is only suppressed for now. It might flare up again later." Feng Wanting rolled her eyes hard, stepped right up, and poked Yi Shouting hard on the forehead. "Have you gone completely senile? We still don't know if he's telling the truth. This punk has been blackmailing us from the very beginning. He insisted on marrying Wanqing, but we aren't stupid. We totally played him, so, in a fit of rage, he purposely beat us at our own game, making us come crawling back to beg him. Isn't that incredibly obvious?" Yi Wanwan nodded in total agreement, then turned to look at her sister. "Sister, tell me the truth. When that guy was treating you, did he take advantage of you?" Yi Wanqing froze. She quickly lowered her head, her pretty face flushing bright red. "Keeping your head down and staying completely quiet, that definitely means yes." Yi Wanwan was now absolutely certain. Such a total creep, he's probably really just scamming us, just to force my sister to marry him. While the Yi family was still fiercely gossiping at the hospital, I had already headed back to my little stall and started doing acupuncture on myself. I was also brewing a pot of herbal medicine on the side. There was still some lingering cold poison inside my body, which would take a few days to completely clear out. I poured a bowl of the dark medicine, pinched my nose tight, and chugged it down. After drinking it, my body felt so much better. I packed up my things, heading home to finally reunite with my parents. I thought the coming days would just be quiet and ordinary. But who would have thought? Right as I was closing up my stall the next day, the legendary Dr. Chen Bianke suddenly came looking for me. Chen Bianke looked at me with a very complicated expression. Was it you who cured the eldest miss of the Yi family? I was taken aback for a second, then just gave a blank nod. But Chen Bianke looked completely baffled. He respectfully cupped his hands together. May I be so bold as to ask, who is your master? I simply told him my father's name, and went right back to packing up my stall. The old man racked his brain, searching through his memories over and over. But even if he thought until his head exploded, he couldn't figure it out. He had never ever heard of someone like that in the traditional medicine world. Little friend, could we have a quick chat? I just smiled, but I'm about to pack up and head home for dinner. No problem at all. This old man is more than happy to treat you. Please, do me the honor. How about we grab dinner together? I thought about it for a moment, and finally nodded in agreement. So, the two of us sat down at a small restaurant nearby. We ordered a few dishes and a jug of wine, chatting away as we started to eat. During our conversation, Chen Bianke casually, yet intentionally, slipped in a bunch of questions about traditional medicine. But the more we talked, the more absolutely mind-blown he became. This young man is definitely no ordinary person. Chen Bianke had practiced medicine for most of his long life, with one foot practically in the grave. But as for some of the treatment methods Zhang Yichen brought up, he had never even heard of them. Whenever I got to the really brilliant parts, the old man couldn't help but slap the table in absolute awe, clapping his hands non-stop. Incredible, just incredible. I never knew you could actually treat it this way. After downing a few glasses of wine, Chen Bianke thought back to the whole situation with Yi Wanqing, and felt genuinely confused. Little friend, with amazing skills like yours, why would you ever worry about finding a wife? Why go so far as to blackmail the Yi family into doing this? Chen Bianke fell just short of saying it straight to my face. Your character is just way too awful. With all these incredible abilities, are you really terrified of dying single? I just let out a bitter smile and didn't answer him. Chen Bianke gave an awkward chuckle, guessing that I probably just had a massive crush on Yi Wanqing. I let out another bitter laugh, grabbed my teacup, and took a slow sip. Old Chen, there's something you don't know. It is precisely because I have medical ethics. That's exactly why I offered to marry the eldest daughter of the Yi family. Dr. Chen, have you ever heard of the cold toxin? I've heard of it, yes, but my medical skills just aren't refined enough. I only have a surface-level understanding. Then I assume you wouldn't know how to cure it, right? Dr. Chen looked a bit awkward. He grabbed his teacup and took a nervous sip. I let out a heavy sigh, and held out my wrist. Dr. Chen, could you check my pulse? Even though he didn't understand why I wanted him to do it. He obliged, but the very moment his fingers pressed against my wrist, his face went completely pale with shock. How on earth are your symptoms exactly the same as the Yi family's eldest daughter? This is the aftermath of treating her, I replied with a calm nod. I then laid everything out, how to treat the cold toxin, and the method of transferring it into my own body. Listening to this, Dr. Chen's face turned bright red, completely flustered. To think such an intimate method between a man and a woman could be used for treatment. And after learning the whole truth, a bitter feeling welled up inside Dr. Chen's heart. After all, the two weren't related or even close. If it wasn't for someone they deeply loved, who would ever go to such extreme lengths? It was truly tragic, lamentable, and pitiful. The Yi family had such a perfect son-in-law delivered right to their doorstep. Yet they treated him like a pile of trash. With this thought in mind, Dr. Chen suddenly felt a strong urge to recruit this talent. My young friend, what are your plans for the future? I'll just take it one step at a time for now. Well, this old man still has some connections. The director of the Linjiang City Traditional Chinese Medicine Hospital is actually a student of mine. If you're interested, I could introduce you to him. Let's forget about it, but thank you, Dr. Chen. I lost my freedom once before. Now, setting up my little street stall without any restrictions. I think it's pretty great. Dr. Chen looked at me, growing fonder by the second. He's highly skilled, well-spoken, and handles himself with such a free-spirited attitude. His determination to recruit me only grew stronger. His eyes darted around as an idea struck him. He immediately spoke up, my young friend. I actually have a granddaughter. She's been studying medicine with me since she was a little girl. She absolutely loves saving lives. I really think you two would hit it off." As for what came next, Dr. Chen was honestly too embarrassed to say it out loud. He basically wanted the two of them to date, hoping to eventually reel Zhang Yichen in as his grandson-in-law. But Zhang Yichen had already been through the ringer with Shen Qingshui. His heart had been bruised by women, and he wasn't exactly looking to settle down anytime soon. So, he politely turned the offer down. Dr. Chen was quite saddened by this, feeling a deep sense of regret that they hadn't met sooner. The two of them chatted for quite a while, and finally parted ways reluctantly. By the time I headed back, it was already past 8 in the evening. Just as I reached my front door, a sleek black Mercedes was parked right there. An elegant, long-legged beauty was leaning against it with her arms crossed, looking around expectantly. I frowned instead. "Yi Wanqing? What the hell is she doing at my door?" The two of us just stood there in silence, locking eyes with each other. Yi Wanqing looked a bit uncomfortable, a light blush creeping up her cheeks. "You're back. I've been waiting for you for a long time. What do you want from me?" Yi Wanqing silently opened the car door and pulled out a heavy black bag from inside. "I came to give you this money. I don't want to owe you any favors. Just, please take the money." My heart stung a little at her words. Honestly, Yi Wanqing is absolutely gorgeous. She really did make my heart skip a beat. But I also knew full well, someone like her would never look twice at a guy like me. "No need, miss. Please put your money away." I flat out refused Yi Wanqing's money, but that only made her misunderstand me. She frowned and earnestly began to advise me. "When it comes to feelings, you just can't force things. I'm truly grateful that you saved my life. But you need to understand, my gratitude doesn't mean I'm going to marry you. Do you understand?" I still didn't say a single word. "Just take it. Treat it as a thank you from me. Please, don't leave me feeling guilty like this, alright?" Yi Wanqing handed the money over once again. I took a deep breath, gave a slight smile, and said, "Miss Yi, you're exactly right. Gratitude doesn't mean you have to give yourself to me. But you really don't need to give me any money. I only managed to temporarily suppress your illness. I haven't actually cured it, and I refuse to accept a reward I haven't earned. So, I can't take this money." The moment I said that, Yi Wanqing completely froze. She remembered what her mother and sister had said. They told her this kid was just scamming her. But, what if he wasn't lying? Yi Wanqing bit her lip and thought for a long while, before finally asking, "If I relapse, will you still save me?" "Sorry, but I won't," Zhang Yichen replied with a cold tone, turning around and walking towards his house. Yi Wanqing stood frozen in place. "Zhang Yichen, no matter what, I still owe you a favor. If you really won't take the money," Yi Wanqing said, as she pulled a business card from her pocket and handed it over. "While you're here in Linjiang City, if you ever run into any trouble, you can come to me. I'll definitely help you solve it." Zhang Yichen stopped in his tracks, staring at the crisp white card in Yi Wanqing's hand. He smirked slightly. "All right then, I'll thank you in advance." Zhang Yichen reached out and took the business card. Yi Wanqing's anxious heart finally settled. She then said her goodbyes and left. Zhang Yichen glanced at the card in his hand, smiled, shoved it into his pocket, and went home to eat dinner. After Chen Bianque returned home, he kept thinking about what happened earlier that day. His head was still spinning. He just couldn't wrap his mind around it. Zhang Yichen looked so incredibly young. How on earth could he possess such brilliant medical skills? Just then, a sweet, delicate voice called out, "Grandpa." "Ah, Lei Yao, while Grandpa was out, did you memorize your medical books properly?" "Of course, I've memorized every single medical book inside and out." Chen Leiyao was born into a family of traditional Chinese doctors. Her ancestors had been in the profession for generations. Chen Bianque had high hopes for his granddaughter, so he had been extremely strict with her since she was little, treating her as his official successor. Now, on any normal day, Chen Bianque would probably chat with his granddaughter and test her knowledge. But today, no matter how Chen Bianque looked at Chen Leiyao, he felt inexplicably dissatisfied, and could only shake his head helplessly. "Grandpa, what's wrong? Did something happen today?" Chen Bianque slumped onto the sofa, sighing deeply. "Leiyao, I met a young man today. His medical skills are absolutely incredible. He actually cured a disease that even I couldn't treat." "What? Is he the young master of some famous medical family?" Chen Bianque shook his head. He's nothing but a barefoot doctor running a street stall on Xi'an Street. Wait, how is that even possible? The great Chen Bianque of the capital's prestigious medical family actually lost to some random street doctor? And from what Grandpa implied, the guy is still really young. Chen Bianque let out a heavy sigh and didn't say another word. He just waved his hand and said he was tired. He went back to his room to rest. Chen Leiyao pouted her lips. How could Grandpa possibly lose? That punk must have used some dirty trick, right? Oh wait, Grandpa said he sets up a stall on Xi'an Street. I've gotta go see this for myself. A few days later, Zhang Yichen went to Xi'an Street to set up his stall, just like always. Following his usual routine, he leaned back and took a nap. Suddenly, a bunch of big, burly guys marched right over. They stood in front of his stall and asked, "Are you Mr. Zhang Yichen?" Zhang Yichen nodded in confusion. "Our miss has a gift for you." "Your miss?" Zhang Yichen stared at the men, totally bewildered. Before long, two guys lugged a heavy box over and dropped it right in front of him. They didn't even say who sent it, they just turned around and walked away. Zhang Yichen's head was spinning. He popped the box open to take a look. Oh boy, it was packed full of medical books. But none of these were anything special. Just as he was about to toss them in the trash, something incredible caught his eye. It was a crumpled, beat-up old book, its pages worn and yellowed with age. The title read, "The 60 Prescriptions." Who on earth would give him something this precious? Could it be Yi Wanqing? Thinking of this, Zhang Yichen dug out her business card and called her straight away. The moment the call connected, Yi Wanqing chuckled on the other end. "Well, did you get the stuff already? Calling to thank me so soon?" Zhang Yichen felt completely lost. "Where did you even get all these medical books?" "I bought them, of course." That answer almost made Zhang Yichen cough up blood. He knew the other books could easily be bought. After all, he'd read them all before. They were just standard published copies. But the 60 prescriptions? Where in the world could she have bought that? "No, I'm asking about the 60 prescriptions in that pile. Where did you get it?" Yi Wanqing didn't know the first thing about medicine. "Which book are you talking about?" she asked. "That old, crumpled up book in there." "Oh, that one? Yi Feng gave it to me." It turned out that after she recovered, Yi Feng had invited her whole family over to his place. Yi Wanqing's mother, Feng Wanting, was actually a distant relative of Yi Feng. And since Feng Wanting was secretly hoping Yi Feng would become her son-in-law, she immediately dragged the whole family over there. Yi Feng's family was filthy rich, and his dad was a massive antique collector. When the family toured the antique room, they were completely blown away. They kept sucking up, praising his dad's wealth and great taste. Yi Feng was soaking it all in. He even told Yi Wanqing to pick out any 3 items as a gift. But she really didn't want to owe him any favors. Still, she couldn't ignore her family's glaring hints, so she just grabbed a random, beat-up book. She figured a piece of junk like that couldn't be worth much, making it easy to pay him back later. After bringing it home, she flipped through it out of sheer boredom. She saw it was just full of medical prescriptions, completely useless to her. After thinking about it, she decided to just give it to Zhang Yichen. So, she went out, bought a bunch of other medical books, and sent the whole pile over to him. Hearing that it came from Yi Feng, it definitely rubbed Zhang Yichen the wrong way. But thinking about it, what were he and Yi Wanqing to each other anyway? They were childhood friends, practically cousins. Who the hell did he think he was? With that thought, he let it go. He mumbled a quick thanks over the phone, and hung up. Then, he kept studying the 60 prescriptions until he had them memorized by heart. Right then, Chen Leiyao walked over to the clinic. She slammed her hand on the table. "Hey, are you the one who beat my grandpa?" Zhang Yichen didn't answer. He didn't even move a muscle. He just replied calmly, "Who's your grandpa?" "My grandpa is Chen Bianque." Chen Leiyao crossed her arms over her chest. She let out a haughty snort. Zhang Yichen just smiled. He stayed leaning back in his chair, ready to go back to sleep. Chen Leiyao was getting pretty annoyed. She smacked the table again, stood right up, and snatched the medical book right off his head. She took a close look. It was the Compendium of Materia Medica. Chen Leiyao glared at him and said, "Get up. You and me, let's duel." Zhang Yichen just rested his hands behind his head. He cracked open one eye and glanced at her. "How exactly do you want to do this? We find a patient, and we both try to treat them. Let's see who can actually cure them. What do you think about that?" "Sure, I don't really care either way." But, I doubt we'll find a suitable patient around here, Zhang Yichen pointed out. Chen Leiyao grinned. Well, that's easy. The director of the city hospital is one of my grandpa's students. We can go pick someone there. And we can't just pick any ordinary patient. That wouldn't show off my real skills. Zhang Yichen nodded without arguing. But I have to set up my clinic stall today. I can't just ditch my job to go play some boring little game with you. That comment made Chen Leiyao absolutely furious. What do you mean, boring little game? This is a serious challenge between doctors. How much money do you make in a day, anyway? I'll cover it, okay? Chen Leiyao refused to back down. We are definitely doing this today. Deal. $300 it is. You cheap, stubborn jerk, Chen Leiyao grumbled. She pulled $300 out of her pocket and slammed it on the table. Now can we duel? No problem at all. Alright, let's head out. Chen Leiyao smiled triumphantly. Where to? The city hospital. To my uncle's place. Hey, playing with a home court advantage, are we? The two of them hailed a taxi and headed straight for the hospital. Once inside, Chen Leiyao marched right into the director's office. Hearing that his mentor's granddaughter had arrived, Director Fang Yi hurried out to meet them. Leiyao, what brings you here? Uncle Fang, I'm just here for an internship. I want to find a few patients to practice on. Hearing this, Fang Yi was absolutely thrilled. He immediately started buttering her up. Having my mentor's own granddaughter here to treat our patients is a massive blessing for our hospital. After saying that, Fang Yi's eyes landed on Zhang Yichen. He gave a slight frown, then smiled teasingly at Leiyao. Look at you, all grown up. Is this your boyfriend? That single question left both Chen Leiyao and Zhang Yichen stunned. They immediately realized he had the wrong idea. Chen Leiyao blushed bright red and quickly waved her hands. No, Uncle Fang, you've completely misunderstood. He's my bodyguard. She had racked her brain, but couldn't figure out how to actually introduce Zhang Yichen. So, she just slapped her leg and made something up. I don't even know how to explain it. Anyway, just hurry up and find us a patient with a really tough illness. The two of us are having a duel to see who's the best. Compete to see who's better? Hearing this, Fang Yi finally realized what was going on. So this country bumpkin wasn't Chen Leiyao's boyfriend after all, but her opponent. Competing in traditional Chinese medicine with Chen Biang's granddaughter? Isn't he just asking to be humiliated? Hearing that it was a competition, Director Zhang didn't look too kindly at Zhang Yichen either, especially since this guy was dressed in cheap knockoffs. No matter how you looked at him, he was just a broke kid. Then follow me. Fang Yi took the lead and walked up ahead. Chen Leiyao called out for Zhang Yichen to keep up, but after looking all over the place, Chen Leiyao felt that those patients were just too ordinary. Since they were in this hospital, and even Fang Yi could treat them, how could she show off her medical skills as Chen Biang's granddaughter? Chen Leiyao had a major headache. Was today's competition going to be cancelled before it even started? Just as she was completely at a loss, someone yelled, "Get your director out here." What kind of trash hospital is this? You're actually telling me you can't figure out what's wrong with her? A sudden, violent roar instantly grabbed everyone's attention. As the director, Fang Yi naturally had to go check it out. When the group walked over, they saw a guy in a black suit cursing at the top of his lungs. If anything happens to the old lady, I'll make sure this whole hospital pays dearly for it. Zhang Yi frowned. Angry patients causing a scene were pretty common in the hospital. But coming to a traditional Chinese medicine hospital to start trouble? They definitely picked the wrong place. He looked over at Dr. Chen, the young female doctor nearby. What's going on here? Dr. Chen was totally pale from fright. She quickly explained, they brought an old lady in for treatment. But we honestly couldn't figure out what the problem was. We told them to go to the city hospital for a checkup with proper equipment. They flat out refused, and now they're just making a huge scene. This is a hospital, don't you dare cause trouble here, or else I'm calling security. It would have been better if that hadn't been said. As soon as the words were out, the guy in the black suit practically laughed until he cried. You're Director Fang, right? What, do you know me? Know you? Of course I do. Our boss, Chen Yi, is an old acquaintance of yours. The man in black's words made Fang Yi freeze, racking his brain to remember who this Chen Yi was. But the very next second, his eyes went wide in shock. He gasped, Chen Haonan. The guy in the black suit just gave a cold sneer. Spot on. Fang Yi's entire body trembled in fear, and he immediately hung his head. Stammering as he asked, so, the patient is Boss Chen's mother? Once the guy in the black suit dropped that bombshell, Fang Yi completely lost all of his previous arrogance. He could only force an apologetic smile and say, "Please forgive my staff, she just doesn't know any better. Hey brother, please, take me to see her right away." The guy in the black suit let out a cold snort and led the group over. It seemed like this Chen Haonan was no ordinary guy. He was definitely a big shot. Soon, Fang Yi followed the guy in the black suit inside. Chen Leiyao quickly grabbed Zhang Yichen's arm, and the two of them were just about to follow. But who would have thought that the two bodyguards at the door would suddenly raise their arms to block them? With cold, deadpan expressions, they barked, "No unauthorized personnel allowed inside." "Excuse me? I am Chen Biang's granddaughter. What do you mean, unauthorized personnel?" Chen Leiyao put her hands on her hips and snapped back at them. "Chen Biangke? Never heard of him," one of the bodyguards replied bluntly. "Peeved? Haha." Zhang Yichen burst out laughing at that. Smack! Chen Leiyao lifted her long leg and stomped right on Zhang Yichen's foot, shooting him a vicious glare. "What are you laughing at? What's so damn funny?" Zhang Yichen winced in pain, but he didn't dare make a peep. Chen Leiyao turned around and called out to Fang Yi, "Uncle Zhang." Uncle Zhang. Well, Fang Yi had just been so spooked by the men in black that he completely forgot they were there. He turned his head, saw Chen Leiyao and Zhang Yichen, and it finally clicked. Slapping his forehead, he hurried over to them. "Hey, they're with us." Once the two of them walked inside, they took a closer look. Lying on the hospital bed was an old woman with a ghastly, pale face and purple lips. She looked like she couldn't breathe at all. She had an oxygen mask tightly over her face. The man in black didn't say a word. He just raised his hand and made a sharp gesture. Fang Yi was terrified. After checking the old lady's pulse, he felt even more doomed. Her pulse was a total mess. Fang Yi finally understood why. The clinic doctors told them to go to the city hospital. This old lady was probably on her last breath. But the moment he thought of her son, Chen Haonan, Fang Yi felt sick to his stomach. If his mother died right here, the rest of Fang Yi's life would be a living hell. "Well, can you fix her or what?" Fang Yi had no idea what to say. He thought to himself, "Fix her? My ass. It'll be a miracle if she survives the day. What the hell is wrong with you? If you can save her, spit it out." The bodyguard was absolutely furious. He lunged forward and grabbed Fang Yi by the collar, cursing at him like a maniac. I. Fang Yi was drenched in sweat. He was trembling uncontrollably. Right at that tense moment, her pulse is completely erratic. She's in critical condition. I'd guess it's a severe asthma attack. Suddenly, a young girl's voice rang out. The man in black dropped Fang Yi and whipped his head around. Chen Leiyao had already stepped up, sat beside the old woman, and was checking her pulse. "Fine, so how do we treat it?" The bodyguard couldn't care less about the medical details. He only cared if she would live. "Don't worry, I just need to put needles in her. Ding Chuan, Fei Shu, Tian Tu, Dan Zhang, and Kong Zui acupoints. And it will stabilize her condition. After that, you need to rush her to the city hospital, fast." After Chen Leiyao said that, the man in black finally let out a heavy sigh of relief. He was terrified that they wouldn't make it to the city in time. If anything happened to the boss's mother, he'd be dead meat. The bodyguard shot a nasty glare at Fang Yi. "You call yourself a hospital director? You're absolutely useless compared to this little girl." Fang Yi felt completely miserable. Whoever said a hospital director actually knows how to treat people? He hadn't treated a patient in years. "Miss, please, hurry up and do the acupuncture." Chen Leiyao nodded. She pulled out her silver needles, but just as she was about to start, "Hold it right there. It is not asthma." The whole room, who had been anxiously waiting for the treatment, froze in shock. Everyone immediately whipped their heads around, glaring daggers at Zhang Yichen. "And who the hell are you? What are you yelling about?" The bodyguard was absolutely pissed. Chen Leiyao also rubbed her temples. She had completely forgotten he was even there. "Perfect, I can use this chance to see what he's really got." "Alright, Zhang Yichen, you say it's not asthma? Then what's going on? It's extremely dangerous. She has an enlarged heart, and she's already going into severe heart failure," Zhang Yichen declared. Chen Leiyao was absolutely furious. "You are talking complete nonsense. You didn't even take her pulse, and you have the nerve to claim it's heart failure? That is incredibly irresponsible to the patient." Zhang Yichen, however, just smiled. Traditional Chinese medicine relies on observing, listening, asking, and taking the pulse. Just look at her complexion. Plus, this old lady is a bit on the plump side, and her son clearly has money. Her current symptoms matched a patient he had treated before, almost perfectly. Zhang Yichen was absolutely certain. It is definitely heart failure caused by an enlarged heart. I am absolutely sure of it. The moment Zhang Yichen finished speaking, Chen Leiyao looked completely irritated. At this critical moment, the bodyguard in black was caught in a tough spot between the two of them. Both of them sounded convincing. So, was it heart failure or asthma? You two need to give me a straight answer. Chen Leiyao put her hands on her hips, glaring daggers at Zhang Yichen. Just as she was about to snap back, Fang Yi, who was standing to the side, shifted his eyes slyly and quickly grabbed Chen Leiyao. He forced a smile and said, "This brother here is an expert." How could a little girl's words carry any weight? The bodyguard in black had no idea what they were plotting, but he felt the man had a point. He nodded at Zhang Yichen and said, "Then please, get to work right away." Zhang Yichen let out a heavy sigh. Honestly, I can't completely cure an enlarged heart either. Western doctors could do a heart bypass surgery. But at her age, the risk is simply too high. The best I can do is buy her some time. After Zhang Yichen spoke, the man in the suit frowned deeply. But he still nodded. "I will leave it in your hands, young man." Without another word, Zhang Yichen pulled out his silver acupuncture needles and got to work. Chen Leiyao tried to speak up several times, but Fang Yi kept holding her back. "Uncle Zhang, what are you grabbing me for?" Fang Yi frowned, leaned in, and whispered, "Leiyao, listen to your uncle. Don't make a move, and absolutely do not say a word. You might not know who Chen Haonan is. He is the underground emperor of Linjiang City. If anything goes wrong here, neither you nor I will live to tell the tale." The moment those words dropped, Chen Leiyao's heart skipped a beat. Didn't that mean, at this very moment, it suddenly dawned on her, Fang Yi wanted no part of this mess. And he didn't want Chen Leiyao dragging him down either. Now that Zhang Yichen had stepped up, he was going to use Zhang Yichen as the perfect scapegoat. Chen Leiyao felt a knot in her stomach. She shot a disgusted look at Fang Yi, completely appalled by his cowardly behavior. But no matter how powerful her grandfather was, he was no match for a mafia boss like Chen Haonan, right? Thinking of this, she looked back at Zhang Yichen, and her heart sank even further. This poor guy was probably walking right into his grave. Meanwhile, Zhang Yichen's hands moved with lightning speed, almost like magic. His hands blurred as he worked, plunging the silver needles in one after another. Fang Yi and Chen Leiyao watched in absolute shock. For a second, they actually wondered if this guy had any idea what he was doing. Their hearts pounded in their chests. Zhang Yichen's frantic technique looked like he was dancing right on the edge of the Grim Reaper's scythe. One tiny slip, and it would all be over. Finally, the last silver needle was set in place. Zhang Yichen let out a massive sigh of relief and wiped the sweat from his forehead. The tension in the room broke, and the onlookers couldn't help but let out long sighs of relief along with him. The man in the black suit looked at Zhang Yichen and asked, "Dr. Zhang, is the old lady going to be all right now?" As he spoke, they all glanced over. The old lady was still lying motionless on the bed. Her face was ashen, and her lips were completely purple. She doesn't seem to have changed much. Zhang Yichen gave a slight nod, then wiped his hands. "All right, you can call an ambulance to transfer her to the city hospital now." "Got it?" The man in the black suit gave a look to his men at the door. Outside, the loud blare of sirens rang out. The ambulance arrived, and several medics rushed onto the scene. Just as they were about to lift the old lady onto the stretcher to move her, everyone turned their heads. All eyes landed on the old lady. And wow, it was truly a miracle. The old lady's pale face was actually starting to turn rosy, and her lips had regained their color. The man in the black suit breathed a massive sigh of relief. He respectfully clasped his hands and said, "Miracle Dr. Zhang. Allow me to thank you on behalf of Master Nan for now. He will definitely visit you in person to show his gratitude another day." Zhang Yichen simply nodded, accepting the thanks. The man hurriedly gathered his men, urgently escorting the old lady to the city hospital. The ward was now left with only Fang Yi and Chen Leiyao. The two of them stood there awkwardly, rubbing their hands together, now utterly convinced by Zhang Yichen's skills. They had originally wanted to make him the scapegoat, but who would have thought the guy actually had real skills? Well, look at them now. All the credit had gone straight to Zhang Yichen. Not bad at all, Zhang Yichen. I really didn't expect a kid like you to be this capable. I admit defeat, you really are something. Chen Leiyao walked over and casually patted him on the shoulder. Her smile was stiff and incredibly awkward. Zhang Yichen looked at her while slowly packing away his silver needles. He sneered, I seem to recall someone challenging me to a bet, saying that if they lost, they wouldn't get married for the rest of their life. The sudden, brutal reminder made Chen Leiyao freeze on the spot. Blushing furiously, she lowered her head and mumbled defensively, who says you're definitely right? I still think I'm right. We have to wait for the results from the city hospital before we can declare a real winner. You're just a sore loser. Zhang Yichen's sharp remark left Chen Leiyao fuming. She was just about to snap back, who are you calling a sore loser? But after a moment's thought, she bit her tongue. What if this arrogant brat actually got some wild, improper ideas? And forced her to honor that bet? Once he finished packing his things, Zhang Yichen clasped his hands and said, I'll be taking my leave. Wait, Miracle Dr. Zhang, please, wait a moment. Fang Yi suddenly called out, stopping him in his tracks. Zhang Yichen turned his head and gave him a sideways glance. Is there something else? Well, you see, I'd really like to hire you as a chief physician at our hospital. Hearing this, Zhang Yichen looked visibly taken aback. Fang Yi felt incredibly awkward. The guy had just saved Chen Haonan's mother. If he were a doctor at their hospital, they would have hit the absolute jackpot. Besides, today's incident had made one thing very clear to Fang Yi. Their hospital desperately needed someone with his brilliant medical skills, someone who could cure the incurable. What do you say, Miracle Dr. Zhang? Won't you consider it? I can guarantee a base salary of 30,000. And if you perform well, and make major contributions to the hospital, I'll throw in hefty bonuses. How about it? Fang Yi was absolutely desperate to recruit Zhang Yichen. He was even willing to offer such a lucrative package. But Zhang Yichen just let out a heavy sigh. He looked at Fang Yi and politely declined. I'm sorry, Director Zhang, to be honest. I really do want a proper job. But, I've served time in prison. As soon as those words left his mouth, Fang Yi and Chen Leiyao both froze. They just stood there, completely dumbfounded. After all, when a normal person hears the word ex-con, they instinctively back off. This was exactly what Zhang Yichen had expected. He gave a self-deprecating smile and didn't say a single word. He just grabbed his things and left. Chen Leiyao's face was pale and grim. She looked like she had swallowed a dead fly. Zhang Yichen has actually been to prison? What on earth did he go in for? Was it because of his poor medical skills in the past, and he ended up killing a patient? With that, the plan to hire Zhang Yichen had to be dropped. If word got out that the traditional Chinese medicine hospital hired an ex-con as a director, our reputation would be completely ruined. Meanwhile, over at the city hospital, it was incredibly busy today. VP 12343. A massive fleet of Mercedes cars was parked all over the entrance. VP 12343. Men in black suits were swarming everywhere. VP 12343. VP 12343 passers-by couldn't help but guess which VIP had come for an inspection. VP 12343. VP 12343. A rough, booming voice echoed through the intensive care unit. Mom, a man with slicked back hair and a tailored suit came rushing in. The men in black standing around all bowed respectfully, shouting, Boss Nan. The newcomer was none other than Chen Haonan. His father had passed away when he was very young, so his mother had raised him all by herself. In his youth, he was fierce and fought hard for everything. Step by step, he fought his way to the success he has today. After making a name for himself, he always felt he owed his mother. He was known throughout Linjiang City as a deeply devoted and filial son. He originally had a contract worth tens of millions to negotiate today, but hearing his mother was critically ill in the hospital, Chen Haonan completely ditched his business partners and rushed over in a panic. Money can always be made again, but if I lose my mom, I'd regret it for the rest of my life. Thank God, when he ran inside, his mother was sitting right there, chuckling and peeling an orange. Look at you, what are you panicking for? Mom is doing just fine. I'm all right, the old lady said with a cheerful laugh. Phew, Chen Haonan let out a massive sigh of relief. That's good, thank God that's good. Saying that, he stood up, walked right over to the man in black from earlier. And smack, he backhanded him right across the face. The man took the brutal hit. blood trickling from the corner of his mouth, yet he still stood there with absolute respect. "You useless pieces of trash. How the hell are you looking after my mother? If anything happens to her, none of you will make it out alive." "I'm so sorry, Boss Nan." Alright, that's enough. Why are you hitting Sang Biao? If he hadn't handled things so well today, your mother would have been dead a long time ago." The old lady quickly yelled out. Chen Haonan froze for a second. Wait, what exactly happened? Sang Biao kept his head down and respectfully explained everything from start to finish. Hearing that if Zhang Yichen hadn't stepped in and bought crucial time for her emergency treatment, she probably would have died before even reaching the city hospital, Chen Haonan broke out in a cold sweat. "So it's 100% thanks to this Zhang Yichen." Chen Haonan looked at Sang Biao. Sang Biao nodded. He's a pretty genuine guy, too. He didn't even try to take any of the credit. Of course, mostly because he had other things to take care of. The old lady looked warmly at Chen Haonan. Inside, this young man, Zhang Yichen. I truly owe him my life. Haonan, you really need to thank him properly. Alright, Mom, I'll definitely go find him when the time comes. After that, Chen Haonan arranged for a few men to stay and watch over the old lady. He then called for Sang Biao, and the two of them went together to ask the attending doctor about her condition. The attending doctor placed the scans in front of Chen Haonan and explained in detail. The old lady has been living a bit too comfortably. She has an enlarged heart. It's already life-threatening. Right now, the only thing we can do is figure out a way to operate and perform a heart bypass. Hearing this, Chen Haonan's eye twitched violently. A heart bypass? Doesn't that mean cutting her wide open? And operating right on her heart? At her age, can she even survive a surgery like that? Chen Haonan demanded. That's exactly what I needed to discuss with the family. The success rate is only 50%. As soon as the doctor finished, Chen Haonan erupted in anger. So you're telling me she only has a 50-50 chance? And the other half means certain death? Smack. He slammed his hand hard onto the table. You absolute quacks, he roared. What kind of garbage hospital is this? Forget it, I'm taking her to Chengdu for treatment. With that, Chen Haonan stormed out furiously. Subordinate whispered, Master Nan, the medical facilities here are the best in the city. Even if we go to Chengdu, the outcome will probably be the same. What the hell do you mean? Chen Haonan glared at him fiercely. Master Nan, Dr. Zhang actually saw this coming. What do you mean? Sang Biao then recounted how Zhang Yichen and Chen Leiyao had completely different diagnoses regarding the old lady's condition back then. And Zhang Yichen also said that Western medicine would only suggest a bypass, but that it might not even work. Are you saying that this Zhang Yichen can save her? We might as well give him a shot. Traditional medicine can work miracles, after all. A conservative treatment is way better than a risky surgery. Sang Biao didn't spell it out, but the old lady was getting up there in years. How much longer could she realistically hold on? Rather than risk it all on the operating table, it was better to play it safe and buy her as much time as possible. Chen Haonan wasn't an idiot. Set it up. I want to see Dr. Zhang. And listen, prepare a massive gift for him. Yes, sir, Sang Biao replied, immediately heading out to make the arrangements. Meanwhile, Zhang Yichen had just returned to his street stall, packing up his things to head home. Suddenly, a Maybach pulled up right in front of him, honking its horn frantically. Zhang Yichen glanced at the driver, ignored him, slung his bag over his shoulder, and walked away. The man in the car panicked and threw the door open. A middle-aged man rushed out. Dr. Zhang, Dr. Zhang, Wanqing's cold condition is flaring up again. She's complaining about the freezing cold today. Please, you have to help me. Please save my daughter. The man was Yi shouting. Normally, Yi Wanqing's condition wouldn't have relapsed so quickly. But just look at the sky, it was completely overcast today. It looked like it was about to pour. Sorry, I won't save her. Zhang Yichen rejected him flat out, turning on his heel to leave. Yi shouting was filled with bitter regret. His whole family had looked down on Zhang Yichen before. They had intentionally used marriage to manipulate him, figuring that once she was cured, they would just kick him to the curb. Who would have thought her illness would come back so soon? They had desperately sought out countless doctors, even begging Dr. Chen Bianke for help. But Chen Bianke had been brutally honest. There was absolutely nothing he could do. Only Zhang Yichen could cure her. Left with no choice, for his daughter's sake, he had to swallow his pride and beg him again. But Zhang Yichen rejected him on the spot. Yi shouting looked at Zhang Yichen walking away in agony, then frantically chased after him. Dr. Zhang, I apologize for how my family offended you before. Please, have mercy. Please save my Wanqing. I'll give you whatever amount of money you want. Hey, I wouldn't trust a single word that comes out of your Yi family's mouths. Sure, your precious Miss Yi's life is worth gold, but my life isn't just cheap weeds either. I refused to treat her. Just then, Feng Wanting, who had been waiting in the car for the results, and Yi Wanwan couldn't take it anymore, and they both stormed out of the car. Feng Wanting screamed furiously, Zhang Yichen, you're just trying to jack up the price, aren't you? How much do you want? Name your price. You turned down 300,000 last time. You happy now? 3 million. That's my final offer to cure my daughter. Yi Wanwan chimed in to complain, Zhang Yichen, do you really have to use this to blackmail us? Do you absolutely need my sister to marry you or something? This whole family was bickering and yelling right out on the street. A huge crowd was staring at them. Zhang Yichen kept a cold face and completely ignored them, turning around to walk away. The mother and daughter panicked and rushed up to him, each grabbing his sleeves, screaming, don't you dare leave. We're not done talking. You're not going anywhere. Zhang Yichen was seriously pissed off now. In broad daylight, a mother and daughter, pulling and dragging him around like this? What a complete disgrace. Are you guys done annoying me? Are you ever going to stop? Zhang Yichen barked at them. Seeing that he actually had the nerve to yell at her, Feng Wanting absolutely lost her mind. How can you be so utterly shameless? Refusing to treat a patient just because she won't marry you. Everyone, come and judge this for yourselves. Tell me, is this how a doctor is supposed to act? This guy is completely devoid of morals. She shrieked at the top of her lungs. And wouldn't you know it, a whole bunch of people crowded around to watch. When the crowd asked what was going on, Feng Wanting completely exaggerated the whole story. This brat has absolutely no conscience. He was treating a young girl, and took advantage of her during the treatment. And after it was over, he demanded that she marry him. Otherwise, he refuses to cure her. After hearing all this, a furious crowd started cursing Zhang Yichen, calling him a quack. Zhang Yichen's blood boiled. He roared back, I was trying to save her life. Besides, you were the ones who begged me to treat her in the first place. How dare you twist the truth and play the victim? Oh, really? Well, if you're so focused on saving lives, then you should see the treatment through to the very end. Now you're just quitting halfway through? And you're blackmailing my daughter into marrying you? What the hell do you call that? Feng Wanting seized the chance to pin him down. Zhang Yichen completely snapped. He glared at this utterly shameless family. Did I charge your family a single penny for the treatment? That completely shut them up. Did your daughter's symptoms not improve? She only had 3 days to live. I brought her back from the brink of death, and I didn't take a single dime. And now your whole family is trying to frame me, aren't you? Zhang Yichen suddenly blasted them. The crowd of onlookers was completely stunned. Wait, so he didn't charge them anything at all? And he actually brought the girl back to life? Well, this is damn awkward. Both sides had their own story. Who were they supposed to believe? Feng Wanting quickly snapped, I am the proud wife of the CEO of Shengxi Group. Like my family would ever owe a broke little brat like you? You're just a country bumpkin. Are you kidding me? As soon as she said that, the crowd suddenly had an epiphany. Right, her family is so wealthy. Do we even need to ask? It's definitely this punk's fault. He's a quack, a total hack. Drag him to the police station. The crowd started yelling and cursing all over again. Zhang Yichen was furious. He violently yanked his arm away and roared, I don't care what the hell you say. I said I'm not treating her, and I mean it. But because he was wearing cheap street clothes, that hard yank, combined with Feng Wanting's death grip, resulted in a loud rip. Zhang Yichen's entire sleeve was torn right off. For a second, the whole crowd burst into fits of laughter, practically crying. Zhang Yichen was absolutely enraged, glaring viciously at Feng Wanting. She held up the torn half of his sleeve, curled her lip, and threw it at him in disgust. You broke loser. Even your clothes are cheap garbage. A pathetic scrub like you actually wants to lay a finger on my daughter? Why don't you take a good look in the mirror? After Feng Wanting said that, the crowd erupted into roaring laughter. Every single one of them mocked Zhang Yichen for not knowing his place, calling him a pathetic toad reaching way out of his league. Feng Wanting crossed her arms and said haughtily, if it wasn't for the fact that you actually have some skills. Do you think I'd lower myself to beg you? You broke trash really think you're something special? Your ego is through the roof. Yi Xiaoting stood quietly in the back. Yi Wanwan also looked a bit embarrassed, feeling like her mom was crossing the line. This was just too humiliating. Feng Wanting pointed right at Zhang Yichen's nose and screamed, "I'm giving you two choices right now. Either you cure my daughter, or we hand you over to the cops. Take your pick." Zhang Yichen didn't say a word. He narrowed his eyes, staring dead straight at Feng Wanting. Feng Wanting didn't back down an inch, snapping back, "What the hell are you looking at? You broke trash. Do you honestly think you can go up against the Yi family? Look at your pathetic, miserable state. If we take this to court, you couldn't even afford a lawyer. Just be a good little boy and treat her illness." The crowd started jeering too. "Yeah, just go do your job. The Yi family is already being totally generous. They're giving you another chance to act like a decent human being." Well, people are just like that. As soon as they saw the Yi family was filthy rich, they all rushed to suck up to them. And seeing that Zhang Yichen was poor, they all happily kicked him while he was down. Zhang Yichen was backed into a corner. But right at that moment, beep, beep, a sudden, frantic blaring of horns echoed from ahead. A guy leaned out and roared, "Get the hell out of the way. Stop blocking the road." The crowd froze and turned their heads. Who was being so arrogant? But one look had them absolutely terrified. A massive fleet of Mercedes-Benz roared onto the scene. Those consecutive license plates actually belonged to the underworld kingpin, Chen Haonan. He was way too famous in Linjiang City. He controlled a massive empire of nightclubs, bars, pool halls, and arcades, with heavy security at every single venue. Plus, his network of connections was incredibly vast. 1F208832. He had powerful elites at the top, and the criminal underworld at the bottom. His convoy was constantly cruising around Linjiang City. The moment people saw the consecutive license plates on those Mercedes, it was unmistakably him. Terrified, the crowd didn't dare to cause any trouble and quickly scrambled out of the way. Better to cross a saint than a sinner, and they were definitely afraid of him. While everyone was wondering why the infamous Lord Nan would show up in a place like this, what shocked them even more was that this fleet of luxury cars pulled up and stopped right in front of Zhang Yichen's stall. Swish, the car doors swung open in perfect unison. A massive crew of men in black suits stepped out, standing there with absolute respect. Sang Biao rushed over, and quickly opened the door of one of the Mercedes. Out stepped a man in a sharp suit, his hair slicked perfectly back. Chomping on a thick cigar, he got out of the car. That overwhelming aura of power terrified everyone so much, they didn't even dare to look him in the eye. Chen Haonan completely ignored the crowd. He walked straight up to Zhang Yichen, and asked right away, "Are you Zhang Yichen?" The moment he said that, the onlookers in the crowd started gloating. This broke loser is hilarious. First he offends the real estate tycoon, Yi Xiaoting, and now he's pissed off the underground emperor, Chen Haonan. Ha ha ha, he is totally dead meat. To be fair, Yi Xiaoting is a legit businessman, he wouldn't go too far. At worst, he'd just drag him to court. But pissing off Chen Haonan? Oh man. Best case scenario, he's in a wheelchair. Worst case, he's sleeping with the fishes. Zhang Yichen just gave Chen Haonan a look, and nodded. Just as everyone was grabbing their popcorn for a good show, a miracle happened. Chen Haonan burst into a massive laugh, stepped forward, and pulled Zhang Yichen into a huge bear hug. "My brother, man, I have been looking everywhere for you. When I went to your place, your old man told me you were still out here running your street stall. I had to ask around just to find you." Wait, what? The entire crowd was absolutely dumbfounded. Chen Haonan wasn't here to crack skulls. He was here treating this guy like a blood brother. No one could process what was happening. "Brother, I wouldn't be here if I didn't need a massive favor. I've already booked a feast at the 10,000 Flowers Pavilion. You've gotta do me the honor and come. Let's grab a bite and talk, what do you say?" Chen Haonan was being unbelievably polite to Zhang Yichen. After all, he was the one asking for help. Zhang Yichen nodded, but then he gave a bitter smile and pointed at his sleeve. "I'm a little tied up here right now. Plus, I'll probably need to go back and change." As soon as he said that, Chen Haonan froze. That's when he finally noticed the huge crowd harassing Zhang Yichen. His brows immediately furrowed, and a lethal, cold glare flashed in his eyes. "What's this? Somebody looking for trouble with my brother?" The moment those words dropped, the surrounding crowd practically tripped over themselves stepping back, terrified of getting caught in the crossfire. With the crowd backing away, Feng Wanting, Yi Wanwan, and Yi Xiaoting were left standing out like sore thumbs, completely exposed. Chen Haonan let out a cold sneer, staring right at the three of them. Well, I was wondering who it could be. If it isn't Chairman Yi of the Shang-Chi group. Yi Xiaoting forced an awkward smile, cold sweat breaking out on his forehead. Legit businessmen like him absolutely dreaded dealing with underworld guys like this. Tell me, exactly how did my brother, Zhang Yichen, offend you? Feng Wanting froze, but just as she opened her mouth to speak, Yi Xiaoting quickly yanked her back, forcing an apologetic smile. It's a misunderstanding, just a huge misunderstanding, that's all. Feng Wanting had to bite her tongue, holding it in so hard it hurt. Her face looked as sick as if she just swallowed a dead fly. Chen Haonan slowly nodded. It better be, he said, ice in his voice. Let me make one thing crystal clear to everyone right now. My brother Zhang Yichen saved my mother's life. If anyone, and I mean anyone, messes with him, they are directly messing with me, Chen Haonan. The moment those words rang out, the entire crowd gasped in horror. As they turned to look at Zhang Yichen again, the look in everyone's eyes totally changed. How the hell did this poor loser get so lucky? He actually managed to hook up with Chen Haonan. Now the Yi family, those real estate tycoons, are in real trouble. They just made a massive scene, only to get completely slapped in the face by Chen Haonan. What on earth are they gonna do now? What else can they do? They just have to suck it up and swallow their pride. After laying down the law, Chen Haonan instantly turned to Zhang Yichen with a bright, beaming smile. After you, my brother. Zhang Yichen just shot a glance at the Yi family's sour, ugly faces. He didn't say a single word, just turned around and got right into the Mercedes. And amidst the buzzing whispers of the crowd, he drove off without even looking back once. Yi Xiaoting's family was beyond humiliated. People all around them were pointing fingers and gossiping. Hearing their snickers and laughs, Yi Xiaoting felt absolutely nothing but pure shame. He quickly grabbed his wife and daughter, shoved them into the car, and sped off in a total panic. Once inside the car, Feng Wanting immediately started complaining. Old man, what the hell are you doing? It's just Chen Haonan. Why on earth are you so terrified of him? Yi Wanwan looked just as confused. Dad, we completely chickened out back there, didn't we? Yi Xiaoting's face was completely livid. He gripped the steering wheel and snapped back. What the hell do you women know? Do you think he's the kind of guy who just plays nice to make a buck? Can we really afford to piss him off? Tomorrow he'll have his guys trashing our sales office, and the day after, they'll be smashing up the equipment at our construction sites. Do you want to stay in business or not? Feng Wanting was completely speechless. Yi Wanwan just scoffed coldly. I don't buy it. He can't just act like he's totally above the law. Oh, he can absolutely do whatever he wants. Yi Xiaoting's face fell into a miserable scowl. He sighed helplessly. My silly girl, you grew up completely sheltered by your mother and me. Of course you don't know how dark the real world gets. Reality isn't as pretty as you think it is. Yi Wanwan opened her mouth, just about to argue back. But after a second thought, she just gave a frustrated little pout. And stayed completely quiet. Meanwhile, over at the Wanghua Tower, a 5-star hotel. The table was loaded with an absolute feast, yet it was just Zhang Yichen and Chen Haonan sitting there. Talk about extravagant. Zhang Yichen stared at the massive spread of food, and let out a wry smile. Mr. Chen, this is way too extravagant. There's no way the two of us can finish all this. Chen Haonan burst into laughter. You are my honored guest. How could this possibly be considered extravagant? Brother Zhang, I'm a good bit older than you, so why don't you just call me Brother Nan? Alright then, Brother Nan. I'm guessing you brought me here for the old lady's condition, right? Zhang Yichen knew exactly what he was after, so he didn't beat around the bush. To save him from feeling awkward, Chen Haonan nodded. My mother is suffering from heart failure. The doctors say she needs a heart bypass. Brother Zhang, your medical skills are incredible. Tell me, what do you suggest we do? Honestly, I'd recommend a conservative treatment approach. What kind of approach exactly? Keep her diet light on a daily basis. Cut way back on greasy meats and spicy foods. And pair that up with traditional Chinese medicine. As for exactly how much time she has left, I can't make any absolute promises. But she'll definitely be able to live out the rest of her natural life in peace. As Zhang Yichen said this, Chen Haonan let out a massive sigh of relief. He turned and snapped his fingers at Biao, who was standing right behind him. Biao nodded, stepping forward with a black leather briefcase in hand. He set it down onto the table, and popped open the latches. It is packed with cash. Brother Nan, what is all this? Zhang Yichen looked at the suitcase full of cash and asked curiously. Brother, there is 1 million right here. You absolutely cannot refuse. You have to take it. My mom went through hell raising me all by herself. She is the only family I have left. By saving her, to me, Chen Haonan, it is exactly like saving my own life. After Chen Haonan finished speaking, Sang Biao, standing to the side, also urged him. That is right, Dr. Zhang. It is just a small token of gratitude from Master Nan. Please, just take it. The old lady is still counting on your treatments in the future. Zhang Yichen let out a heavy sigh. He looked at Chen Haonan and said helplessly, Brother Nan, if you truly see me as a brother, take this money back. Brother Zhang Yichen, what are you doing? To be completely honest with you, I actually did time in prison because of a woman. Chen Haonan was completely stunned. What exactly happened? Zhang Yichen explained everything from start to finish. Chen Haonan was absolutely furious. Damn it, how can there be such a shameless bitch? At this point, Chen Haonan shot Sang Biao a meaningful look. Sang Biao, go arrange something. Yes sir. Sang Biao agreed immediately, but Zhang Yichen suddenly grabbed Sang Biao by the arm and shouted. Wait, brother, what are you doing? Brother Nan, I really appreciate it. But you cannot force matters of the heart. Saying this, Zhang Yichen let go of his arm, picked up his glass, and took a sip. The reason I am telling you all this, Brother Nan, is not to fish for sympathy. It is just that I met a lot of guys from the underworld while I was locked up. I know most people look down on them with prejudice, but those guys are not nearly as bad as everyone thinks. Do you get what I mean? I genuinely want to build a deep friendship with you, and that is the honest truth. As the old saying goes, honor is mostly found among the common outcasts, while the treacherous are often the educated scholars. Precisely because of Zhang Yichen's rough past, those words truly struck a deep chord in Chen Haonan's heart. He never wanted to go down this dark path either. But back then, was he not forced into it by life? Taking it step by step until today. Once you step into the underworld, trying to walk away from it is just too damn hard. Chen Haonan let out a heavy sigh. He grabbed his drink. Zhang Yichen, I am proud to call you my brother. Say no more, everything is right here in this glass. The two of them threw back glass after glass. Maybe it was because of Zhang Yichen's past experiences. Downed with the strong white liquor, they talked about absolutely everything. Once they were completely wasted, their true feelings poured out. Chen Haonan ordered his men to leave. The two of them talked on in the private room. And when they hit the painful memories, his eyes actually turned red, and tears streamed down his weathered face. I only had that one good friend back then, and he was murdered by those bastards. I had to watch helplessly as he collapsed right in front of me, and there was absolutely nothing I could do. Everyone says Master Nan is so powerful and untouchable, but they have no idea that I live in constant fear every single day in Causeway Bay. First, I am terrified of my enemies coming for revenge. Second, I am terrified of my own men stabbing me in the back. I swear, I live a more exhausting life than anyone else. At this point, Chen Haonan wiped the corners of his eyes and sighed. Enough of this, nothing but a handful of bitter tears, brother. Come on, let's have a drink. Zhang Yichen raised his glass and downed it in one gulp. He looked at Chen Haonan and asked, Brother Nan, have you ever thought about changing your life? What do you mean, doing some legitimate business, getting back on the right track? Zhang Yichen urged. He froze for a second, then shook his head with a bitter smile. How could I possibly have what it takes? It's not like I haven't tried before, but I just kept losing money. I realized I'm just not cut out for honest work. But I have a way. Zhang Yichen's words left Chen Haonan stunned. Let's open a pharmaceutical factory. I have a medical formula. If we release a new drug, we'll absolutely make a killing. A formula? What kind of formula? Chen Haonan's interest was piqued. He stared wide-eyed at Zhang Yichen. Zhang Yichen just smiled. He took his time, leisurely picking up a piece of shredded pork with green peppers and popping it into his mouth. Oh man, bro, stop keeping me in suspense here. Hurry up and tell me, what kind of formula is it? A cure for strokes. Chen Haonan froze. He was originally still a bit blurry-eyed from the alcohol. But hearing this, he instantly sobered up by half. My brother, Zhang Yichen, you'd better not be joking with me. Do you really have medicine for strokes? You have to understand, there are absolutely no specific cures for this on the market right now. They're all just drugs to prolong life. If there really is a cure for strokes, then we're gonna make an absolute fortune. It's real, I actually have it, we can manufacture this medicine. Open up a pharmaceutical factory. What do you think? Zhang Yichen turned his head and looked directly at Chen Haonan. Right as his voice dropped, whoosh, Chen Haonan completely sobered up. He shot straight up from his seat. From these words, he had already sensed a monumental business opportunity. This was a path that could absolutely lead to massive wealth. If I can really make a massive fortune, and make it completely clean and legal. Who the hell would want to live a life licking blood off a knife edge? Chen Haonan's expression shifted unpredictably like the weather. The way he looked at Zhang Yichen was full of hesitation. After a long while, he spoke. Brother, how do you want to collaborate? I'll provide the formula, and you provide the funding. We split it 50-50, how about that? After Zhang Yichen finished, Chen Haonan gritted his teeth, slammed his hand on the table, and replied, all right, since you think so highly of me, Chen Haonan, how could I have the audacity to ask for 50% of your shares? A 30-70 split is fine. This time, Zhang Yichen was the one who was stunned. He genuinely didn't expect Chen Haonan to be so generous. But Chen Haonan wasn't stupid. He already owed Zhang Yichen a huge favor from before that he hadn't paid back. Now that another massive gift was delivered right to his door, how could he shamelessly take half? If this formula was the real deal, there'd be loads of people lining up to invest and collaborate. He wouldn't be missing one guy like him. But, if there was a problem with the formula, with Zhang Yichen holding 70% of the shares, he would naturally be the legal representative of the factory. He would bear all the responsibility. Chen Haonan's little scheme was calculated quite nicely. Of course, Zhang Yichen didn't expose him. With greater ability, comes greater responsibility. Very quickly, the two hit it off completely. And so, the matter was settled. After eating their fill and drinking to their heart's content, he ordered his men to drive Zhang Yichen back. First thing the next morning, he sent someone again to pick him up and take him to the hospital to treat his mother. Zhang Yichen gladly agreed. After arriving at the hospital, he administered acupuncture to the old lady. He wrote another prescription and reminded her to stick to a light diet. Cut down on spice and salt. The old lady looked rosy and healthy. She chuckled as she looked at Zhang Yichen. The more she looked at the kid, the more she liked him. Especially since Zhang Yichen had saved her life. And now he was like a god of wealth, bringing money to her family. And guiding her son onto the right path. You could say he was a true benefactor to her. He had helped her son, and honestly, he had helped their entire family. The old lady held Zhang Yichen's hand, beaming from ear to ear. She immediately asked how old he was and if he had found a wife yet. Zhang Yichen didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He wasn't sure if it was old Mrs. Chen's own idea, or if Chen Haonan put her up to it, but she actually spoke up and said, Zhang Yichen, I took a real liking to you the moment I saw you, kid. Thank you, ma'am. Zhang Yichen gave a polite smile. The thing is, I want to take you in as my godson. What do you say? The old lady had been building up to this for ages, and finally blurted it out. When Zhang Yichen heard that, he froze on the spot. Old Mrs. Chen looked a bit dumbfounded, and even Chen Haonan was surprised. What's wrong? Are you not willing, Zhang Yichen? Was I too forward? Zhang Yichen didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He understood exactly what was going on. Without another word, he dropped to his knees and gave 3 solid kowtows. He respectfully called her godmother. He was an ex-convict, from a poor family background. If he could climb up through this connection, why the hell wouldn't he take it? The old lady was absolutely overjoyed. She hurriedly helped him up. Ha ha ha, now I've got 2 sons. Come here, my boy. This is a little something from your godmother. Take it. She handed him a red envelope right then and there. It was tradition, after all. Zhang Yichen didn't politely refuse either. He accepted it, and politely said, thank you, godmother. Chen Haonan walked over with a big smile, and playfully punched Zhang Yichen in the chest. Well, now we're officially brothers. So, little bro, about that prescription of ours. Sure enough, after all that fuss, his new big brother was just waiting to get his hands on the recipe. Zhang Yichen nodded. He knew full well that if he didn't show off his skills, there was no way they would trust him. They just happened to be in a hospital, with plenty of patients around to test it out on. Zhang Yichen ran off to follow the prescription, and grabbed a dose of medicine. Finally, he found a critical patient in the neurology ward. It was an old man suffering from a terribly severe stroke. He was paralyzed in bed, completely comatose, unable to move an inch, and relying entirely on an oxygen mask to breathe. His family members sat by his side, looking completely defeated, and washing their faces with tears. When they heard this medicine could cure his illness, the family was overjoyed, but of course, they immediately became skeptical. After all, there was no miracle cure for a stroke in modern medicine. This put Zhang Yichen in a bit of a tough spot. Even though he knew his medicine worked perfectly fine, if the patient's family didn't cooperate, how could he treat him? Right at that critical moment, Chen Haonan had to step in. He pulled the family aside for a private chat. He went out to talk to them for a bit, and when he came back, they actually agreed to it. Zhang Yichen was completely baffled, but he kept quiet and didn't pry. After feeding the old man the medicine, they all sat down to wait for the results. But Zhang Yichen wasn't in a rush. He said, "This isn't some magic immortality pill, you know. We'll probably need to give him another dose at noon and one at night before we see any real effects." Chen Haonan was getting bored out of his mind, so he headed back to his own hospital room. Zhang Yichen asked him how on earth he got the family to agree. Chen Haonan just smirked. "I told them, if the cure didn't work, or if it killed the old man, I'd send their entire family down to the afterlife to reunite with him. That way, the whole family would be freed from their burden." Hearing this, Zhang Yichen was completely stunned. He could only shake his head with a bitter smile. What a ridiculous world we live in. So, they waited all the way until that evening. Exactly 1 hour after the final dose was given, Sang Biao suddenly busted the door open. He rushed in frantically and yelled, "Boss Nan!" That old man actually woke up. Chen Haonan, who had been sitting there with his legs crossed, sipping water, visibly flinched, his hand trembling as he immediately jumped to his feet. He really woke up. He actually woke up. It's true. Boss Nan, Boss Chen, you two gotta go see this right now. Chen Haonan slowly turned his head and looked right at Zhang Yichen. He gave him a big thumbs up. "Brother, you are absolutely unbelievable. Let's go have a look," Zhang Yichen replied, his voice completely calm. "This stuff isn't even that extraordinary, alright?" He had tons of truly miraculous things up his sleeve. The two of them headed to the hospital room. As soon as they walked in and took a glance, it was undeniable. Before this, the old man had been completely comatose. His breathing inside that oxygen mask had been incredibly weak. But now, his eyes were wide open. Even though he still couldn't speak and was mostly paralyzed in the bed, he could actually blink his eyes now. And that family, who had fought tooth and nail against the treatment earlier, the same ones who demanded 1 million before they'd let him take the medicine? Now they were acting like the most devoted children on earth. Every single one of them rushed over and threw themselves to their knees in front of Zhang Yichen, crying their eyes out. They were bowing so fast their heads looked like pounding garlic. "Thank you, miracle doctor. Doctor, if it wasn't for your medicine, our father would never have woken up again." Zhang Yichen gave a polite smile. "Just make sure he takes 3 doses a day from now on," he instructed politely. "Keep up the routine, you'll see significant improvement in 1 week. In 1 month, he should be able to talk and move around a bit. Give it 6 months, and he'll be walking again." "Oh, yes, thank you so much, miracle doctor. About that prescription, could we take a look at it?" Ahem, just as they tried to ask for the formula, Chen Haonan let out a loud, fake cough. "This formula is a gold mine. You really think I'd just hand it over? We'll mix the medicine and supply it to you. All you have to do is make sure he takes it regularly. And of course, don't you worry. We won't charge you a single dime. He is our test subject, after all. We still need to observe him long-term anyway." Chen Haonan acted incredibly generous. The Qing family was absolutely overjoyed. Free medical treatment without spending a cent? Where else could you find such an amazing deal? But as soon as Chen Haonan and Zhang Yichen walked out of the room, they bumped right into the hospital's attending physician. The guy was shouting frantically, "A miracle. This is an absolute miracle. Quick, go hang up a promotional banner. Put up a sign saying a severe stroke patient woke up after receiving treatment at our hospital." This made Chen Haonan visibly pissed off. But he also knew that right now, if they were going to mass-produce this drug, they needed to launch their company, pass the medical reviews, and get it on the market. It would take a long time, so he had no choice but to let it go. Looking at Zhang Yichen, he smiled and asked, "Brother, for this company investment, How much do you think is a good amount to put in? Big bro, throw in however much you have. Zhang Yichen's reply almost made Chen Haonan choke. Put all of my money in? Is it that you don't trust me, big bro, or do you not trust my formula? As soon as he said that, Chen Haonan gritted his teeth. He made up his mind. Alright, I'll invest 70 million right now. Zhang Yichen laughed and patted his shoulder. Brother Nan, trust me, this 70 million will definitely multiply by 10. Alright, I believe you. Chen Haonan agreed. He immediately went down to arrange things, scraping together every last penny. He also pulled some strings with his connections. He moved incredibly fast. The company was registered in no time, and the next step was sourcing the production equipment. Meanwhile, they were also registering the trademark. These things just take time. But that wasn't something for Zhang Yichen to worry about. He just spent his days running back and forth between his home and the hospital. He was treating his godmother, old Mrs. Chen, with acupuncture. Having her godson by her side, her biological son naturally had much more time to focus on his work. That was, until one day, old Mrs. Chen suddenly brought up the idea of finding Zhang Yichen a wife. Hearing this, Zhang Yichen was completely caught off guard. He gave an awkward smile and replied, Godmother, I'm really not thinking about that right now. Nonsense, how can you say that? A man should get married when he comes of age, just as a woman should. You're not getting any younger. It's high time you found yourself a wife. Tell me, which lucky girl caught your eye? I'll go put in a good word for you. Zhang Yichen was just too embarrassed to speak up. What is it? Your godmother has been around the block, you know. Haha, I can tell just by looking at you that there's already someone in your heart. Who's the lucky lady? Alright, godmother, please don't worry about this for now. Just focus on resting and getting better. Zhang Yichen gently helped old Mrs. Chen back onto her bed. I'll come visit you again tomorrow. Alright, you and your big brother are exactly the same. You both just think I'm a nagging old lady. Old Mrs. Chen grumbled as she settled in. Not at all, we know you're just looking out for us. Oh, right, tomorrow I'll brew up a pot of nourishing herbal soup for you. I guarantee it'll give you a beautiful, healthy glow. You'll look decades younger. People might even mistake you for my older sister. Haha, you little brat. You certainly know how to sweet talk an old lady. Zhang Yichen walked out of the hospital doors, just about to head home. A Porsche 911 was parked right there. Yi Wanwan stood with her arms crossed over her chest. She glared at Zhang Yichen with an icy stare, looking for all the world like he owed her millions. But to her surprise, Zhang Yichen completely ignored her and just walked right past. Yi Wanwan yelled furiously, Hey, are you blind? I'm standing right here. And what does that have to do with me? Furious, Yi Wanwan violently stomped her foot. She sprinted over to catch up. Do you really not care whether my sister lives or dies? She genuinely thought of you as a friend. Hey, Zhang Yichen let out a cold sneer. He didn't even bother to grace her with a response. He just turned around and kept walking away. Yi Wanwan felt a massive headache coming on. This guy was an absolute monster. He's completely impossible to reason with, and he won't even take money. Threats won't work. We have no choice. Yi Wanwan stomped her foot in frustration and yelled, Zhang Yichen. You win. My sister will marry you. Zhang Yichen froze right in his tracks. Yi Wanwan gritted her teeth in pure fury. She wanted nothing more than to kick the living daylights out of this opportunistic bastard who kicks people when they are down. What did you just say? Zhang Yichen asked calmly. I said, you got exactly what you wanted. Our family has talked it over. As long as you can completely cure my sister's illness, she will marry you right away.